Greetings, I am Lies and I use she, her.
And I am Scandal and I use they, them.
And let's play a game together! Most likely, though it would not bring all those lives lost back. There are few magics powerful enough to do that.
He looks pointedly at me.
You are one of those few magics. I lost my first body in a deal, you know. Who's to say I wouldn't get that back too? How do you trade your body in a deal? What the hell were you dealing for?
That's what I want. So I'm like, why did Lucio go so extreme? And it sounds like everybody else was basically making tiny little, little concessions, as it were. But Lucio's like, oh, all these things that were huge and enormous. I'm like,
Lucio's like, oh, a power is offering itself to me? Oh, I will wish for the fucking world, but you have to pay for that. Sure, whatever I've got.
Yeah,
whatever you want.
You want my butt hair?
Take it all. Alright. Then, everyone wins. You, me, Corazon, mostly me.
Anger lights up behind Nadia's eyes. She moves to stand behind me, arms wrapped around my shoulders now.
Both using you as a shield and a comfort for herself and suggesting she protects you and you are hers. Wait,
that is
sorry.
a weird gesture to have someone do on their own.
Also?
Like an actual human being. I've never seen a person, I'm gonna walk deliberately behind you and do that. That is such a performative, this is mine.
Uh-huh.
But
Which
why?
sounds like Nadia, but also, this gesture is not very powerful unless the person you're doing it around is very, very short.
Yeah.
Like,
Can you imagine?
Here, squat a little bit, friend. Just hang
on.
And then it's like this, and then you can lean over their head and look at the other person.
Yeah.
That is where the power comes in visually, is when you wrap your arms around their shoulders and your head is above there, so you can glare.
The thing is I can understand if you're like move next to someone and then you sort of put your arm around their shoulders kind of thing. But like standing behind, that is so patronizing, like to me as a person, it feels weird. I don't like it.
I'm not a big fan. I feel like, based on my exposure, I feel like what they were going for is that iconography of the taller, more powerful person.
And I know that.
But I'm like, again, it demands that your MC be shorter.
Yes.
Because can you imagine someone doing that gesture with someone taller than Nadia?
Like, again,
she gets behind you and puts her arms around your shoulders and you can't even see her face.
The problem that I also have is it seems weirdly non-person. Like, it doesn't seem like something a person does. Like, a human being doesn't go, excuse me, I'm gonna walk behind you and I'm gonna go like this. Like, why?
It's weirdly, I'm gonna get away from him and put you between us as a barrier, but also protectively wrap around you while hiding behind you. It's an really weird gesture. Like, I would just say, but...
Like, again, I get how thematically and also visually, it makes for a really striking picture if you were inclined to draw it. But as a natural behavior, that's really fucking weird.
Okay, but like, let's say your MC is the equivalent of Muriel. And Nadia walks behind him, puts her arms around his shoulders, which she'd have to reach up to do.
Yes.
And stands straight behind him. So all you see are her little arms draped and not her at all.
I really feel like I should have made, like, Corazon, like, 300 feet tall. Because I cannot tell you how much I'm just like, you really were depending on, especially, like, it's weird. So far, Julian's route has demanded you be much shorter than him. And Nadia's route has demanded you be much shorter than her. And I'm kind of curious to see how big they expect you to be in Asra's route.
Me too.
Because I don't understand
What is the romanticization of you must be smaller than the person you're trying to date?
And also, like, why can't you do that to them?
Exactly. I mean, like,
But it always makes them seem to be more, like, you'll have to pardon the language, but it's the only thing I can think of, like, the more, quote, active/aggressor partner, like, the more
initiator.
dominant. Yeah, the more, but we've talked about that. The way that they write the main character seems very submissive/disinclined and incurious.
To act.
Yes.
I'm just going to talk to myself in this episode, don't mind me.
It's okay, you'll be beautiful at it.
After everything you have done, you have come crawling back to us for help. Yet you cannot even ask nicely. You insult my dear Corazon. You think only of yourself, not the pain you've caused others. I'm still just, like, imagining her talking into Muriel's back. I'm sorry. Or like keeps arms firmly clasped up around his,
Choking.
over his shoulders, and tries to tiptoe, lean around one of his shoulders. You've done all of this, dear.
Legs
How
slightly
dare you?
paddling in the air, feet cannot
Or
touch.
just hanging on his back like a backpack, arms around his shoulders. How dare you?
You bitch! Yeah, I'm like,
I'm like, you assume they're short enough to do this, and you don't know that.
That's again, I'm like, you really didn't want people to play sort of whatever they wanted. I'm still going to attest that they had very specific visions in mind, and that's okay. So I
It's just
don't
a weird way
understand
to-
why the resistance
To advertise it. Okay,
Yeah.
but like, for anyone who knows Pokemon, doesn't know Pokemon, ignore me for a second. Masquerain?
Oh, I can see that. Yeah, pretty.
Anyone who does know Pokemon, just the ceiling behind Nadia just looks like Masquerain wings.
The eye face. Yeah.
Exactly. All right. You've caused others.
Nadia glowers down at him.
Oh, is he shorter than her too?
Actually, as far as I know, and I was only told this, is Nadia and Lucio are actually the same height.
So she's
Like,
standing.
exact
So
same.
she is standing on her toes behind you.
Yeah,
Or he's cowering somehow. Or she has the high ground. We're up on the stairs. She glowers down at him.
that seems really. Yeah, I guess.
If you want to be freed, then beg for it. Except this is still. I appreciate this as an interesting power move in one way, because, like, again, in our quest, Corazon and Nadia's, and us as the player, we need him to be freed to do what we're actively doing right now and have done with the other courtiers.
So we
So
really.
her going, I'm going to turn it around and make it seem like this is a favor to you, and counting on that he will then treat it as a favor rather than us then having to chase him down and tear it off him, is really interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate that also, like, again, this character, that Lucio seems to be more of an idiot in person than he does to be when he's on screen. Does seem to be when he's on like, off screen. Excuse me.
yes.
Like, I'm baffled. Anyway,
Beg for it.
Lucio's eyes light up. He drops to his knees immediately, looking up at Nadia.
Oh, he's used to begging her for things.
Or, again, he doesn't care. He is willing literally to do whatever he thinks is necessary.
But also his eyes light up could be like, oh, I know this.
Or he's just like, oh,
Oh, that's easy as fuck.
this is easy. Yeah, I'm like, if we're going, though, for the romantic kinky thing, which is what they keep trying to tease with this entire series, this is, what you've said.
It's what I said.
It's
Otherwise, it's just him going, oh, that's simple.
like,
yes,
that's really easy.
I can do that. I have no pride.
I mean, that's kind of what I thought. I was like, oh, that'd be easy.
You can't hurt someone.
Beg for it. Also, again, he has the upper hand.
Because he literally has your body.
Except also at the same time, he doesn't. Because if the Arcana stepped in, held him in place, you freed him, and assuming that anybody's got a correct story anywhere that you would even get your body back, I don't
Which
even
isn't
know.
even yours and is actually borrowed from the fool.
Sigh. My head
I need my body back. You don't have one anymore, dear.
looking up at Nadia.
Do.
No.
No. Do not beg me. Beg Corazon. On the other hand, like, he's in front of both of you because you're standing behind Corazon, so unless it's like, don't make eye contact with me, make eye contact with them,
Right.
this is kind of silly. Because, like, he's literally positioned so that he has to look through Corazon to get to Nadia because she's behind you.
Yeah, so I mean, he'd be looking at the both of you anyway, unless like he's literally one of those assholes where you're really just like, you really are really skilled at just not looking.
Ignoring one person completely.
Yeah. The smile falls from his face, replaced strongly with a scowl.
I'll beg from an equal, but not someone I consider lesser? Question mark?
Or again, somebody that he knows how to manipulate, and he doesn't know you at all, except for the fact that
Ooh.
Lucio has seemingly explained that he got the body for us. I don't understand. I still don't. No, because remember he says, I got them the body. Remember the first time? Like, and we were both like, are we talking about for Corazon's body? Were you a part of the ceremony?
Oh,
Remember?
right.
We freaked out, going like, what?
Well, they took it from me the first time, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, Corazon took a body from you? No. Also, again, that would be not... The ownership here of this random body... Mr. Body, there's a body in the library.
There's a body!
It's
The Deus
so
Ex
weird.
Machina?
That just... This whole story is about this random body that technically belongs to a powerful other planar creature, but is never, like referred to as theirs in any way.
Right. Okay, do you know what kills me?
Go.
I love people talking about, it's magic, me. You're the magical interdimensional creature. Why do you call it magic? Because I imagine you know exactly how it works, and actually it looks like child's play to you.
Right.
Because remember how the Hierophant was just like, powerful magics that not many people know how to do. And I'm like, but
why do
you're literally a part of the foundation of the universe, like, this world.
So
why is that scary to you? Like, it's impossible.
Also going, You are a completely different culture, removed from the real world, but you use the exact same words. I suppose it would be I'm reflecting what you, the person perceiving me, knows.
Right? I don't even know. All
At
right,
any rate,
replace strongly
scowl.
with a scowl.
Scowl harder. Go on. Beg Corazon. Please. Corazon, I, need your help, pretty please. Not good enough. Corazon has no opinion.
Corazon doesn't have any opinion, actually, and I don't even know really what they would think of this right now, because I'm so shocked at this.
Corazon also being like, you've just wrapped yourself around me.
In public, again.
Again. And you're holding
And
me
also,
in place.
you really, really teased the fuck out of me in the art gallery.
And now this.
And now this.
You're treating me like an object real hard.
There's a lot of discomfort.
And this is all about you, and none of this is about me.
No.
There's no exchange here.
Hi, we should be equals, we should be partners. Great, let's talk about it. Oh,
What does that mean to you, actually?
Anyway.
Apologize to them for your poor behavior. What? Apologize, or you get nothing.
Honey.
It also sounds so
It's okay.
weird to have this conversation. So the Hierophant's just standing there drinking their glass of wine, drinking his glass of wine quietly.
Valerius.
Valerius
Doing the same thing.
also standing there drinking his glass
Maybe.
of wine.
Or water, whatever
Or
it is.
drinking his glass of whatever.
Right.
And Lucio's down on his knees, staring at Nadia, who's got her arms wrapped around this person that she, ostensibly owns, in many ways, and is like, no, beg them, this object that I hold. And these two are just like, I think I need popcorn with my wine.
I was going to say, popcorn gallery. Oh, hang on. I've got some grapes. Oh, excellent. Right, run off, go get some grapes.
And
now they
she's
feed each other.
num, quietly eating while they watch this drama play out.
Yeah,
It's like a telenovela. It's so good.
This would be so awkward to watch.
It would be super strange. Like, if you blocked this for, like, a scene in a play, this would be really weird.
I mean,
It might
again,
be really-
if you were
like-
in it,
I
it
was
would
like-
be fine. If you could get into the emotional feel. But I'm like, can you imagine being like actually like one of the silent audience that for some reason has, like, and you're actually there, like a servant or something, you're like, this is weird.
Woo! One of the Hierophant servants walks in. Oh, sorry, turn
Sorry,
around.
wrong
walks out.
time.
Move on.
I forgot this was your special time.
Special day. Or you get nothing.
What is a good enough apology? Also, as far as I know, a worded apology isn't going to mean shit.
I mean, I think she's basically going to tell him that he's not worth it no matter what. That's all I'm getting.
Okay. Lucio looks like he'd rather eat glass.
There's some available in the room.
I don't think that's glass. I think that's part of the Arcana, and I don't think the Arcana wants any of him inside of him.
Alright, Lucio eats the goblet. The Hierophant. Ew.
Lucio, what? Why is it? Why is this not doing what I wanted to do?
Eat glass.
Eat glass.
Maybe I was a little rude to you, I guess.
Oh.
They are just standing there watching. Oh my god, I love this.
Alright, I need to know. Okay, I know. A little rude.
That's amazing. I'm sorry.
Okay,
honestly, I take it back. I take it back.
No.
If you were in a play and this was on a stage just like this, it might be amazing.
No, you're gonna have to fucking forgive me.
Do it.
But Valerius wasn't there for the party where Lucio was actually around Corazon.
It's
so
true.
them commenting on this is really weird and alien. One, and number two, I'm like, I feel
I
like
don't think Valerius has ever seen Lucio and Corazon together.
No, not even once.
So how would he know anything?
So this is dumb. This is called an audience stand-in peanut gallery, where they get to voice basically what they believe the audience should be feeling. But I'm like, you guys have never seen Lucio around Corazon, so you're all full of shit.
Now,
and also, two, this doesn't mean nearly as much because Valerius has been a giant fucking asshole to us. And, no.
Maybe that's supposed to be the comedy. Valerius, who's been an absolute tool to you, is like, you were more than rude.
But I'm saying this is really confusing.
Yes.
Because also you haven't really... So the thing is, I'm saying what emotional beats I feel like would be much stronger here is you actually had connected more to Valerius as a character in his struggle, and then also his position in regards to his relationship with Lucio and Nadia and that whole dynamic, however that worked out. I mean, they have mentioned he felt abandoned, but that's after everybody disappeared, not... while they were all around. We're talking about, like, while they were all there. What was his experience actually like?
Again, he feels like himself for the first time in a long time. What is that like?
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, what are you guys even talking about? And also, based on what you said, the first thing you ever felt like before that point was that you were sad and depressed and
Now,
the loss.
I can argue that the Hierophant gets to know because people in this realm know.
Right.
But Valerius shouldn't get to know.
Yeah.
Valerius has... You were more than Little Rude. Do you mean just now? What do you mean?
Yeah, like, what are you talking about?
You haven't been there. How
and
would
also,
you know?
based as far as I know, because Valerius has yet to say anything to the contrary, Valerius was a part of Lucio's court, therefore possibly endorsed / supported, went along with him. Why would he ever be concerned about whatever Lucio is saying to you? That should be normal for Lucio if this is who Lucio is.
Also, this is very silly because I've been staring at it for way too long.
What?
I want to see how the Hierophant drinks out of that glass. Is it like palm to face kind of like awkward gesture? Like how, if you're holding it like this, do you just turn it around and just dump the base of your wrist towards your head?
As far as I know, you can actually, like, it's sling like this gesture, rotate, and then you do this.
It feels like it'd be really awkward with your hand, because if the stem's going between thumb and fingers, which is where it is, not between any of the fingers.
I actually think it's in between this finger.
The first two
here,
fingers?
So it's like this.
Okay.
It's not illustrated necessarily in the best way, because this feels like this is coming out too far. You actually want it curled more this way, because the rim of the cup, so you're like this, friend.
Okay.
So this, I think, is actually out too far.
Could be. At any rate, I think it would be hilarious to watch him try.
Yes,
Right.
oh no, I agree.
I can think of a few more adjectives myself.
Now, I'm not sure if it's actually possible. I know I've seen a lot of artists do it, and you're like, I don't know if that's actually the most comfortable position.
It wasn't my fault, Lucio. Fine, it was my fault. I was jealous.
Again, this doesn't hit in the same way for me because I have no connection to this.
Jealous of
Is
what?
this jealous of what?
And are we talking like right now when you were dead in the spirit world a little while ago you were jealous?
You were watching and going, Nadia
Or-
likes Corazon.
Or are we talking Nadia knew Corazon back when you guys were married and you were alive and you were jealous then? But Nadia still doesn't remember knowing Corazon
But
then
again,
or being
I'm just
interested?
saying, overall, we have no connection to what's going on, so this feels really weird. This feels like a fight that's just going like, what are we doing?
Fight is old and comfortable as an armchair, except for no.
Yeah, and I'm like,
No.
I've got no connection to this. Does that make sense?
You got everything, Corazon, and I just got dead or close to it. I was angry at you. I'm still angry at you, but maybe we can work something out now, yeah? Anything you want, I'll do it. Just help me. I apologize to Nadia right now, or I don't need anything.
I don't even understand how to really react for this. Because I'm saying, like, I'm lost because...
Apologize for what? Do you mean all of everything? Like, Nadia is like, beg Corazon, and if you're actually supporting what Nadia says...
I was about to say, that wasn't any begging at all.
It'd be, you need to beg me properly, because that's what my ruler and employer and supposed partner wants.
Yeah.
Rather than deciding what she wants, which you need to apologize to her, or what needs to be done.
I don't understand this.
Also going, I'll do anything you want. Apologize to Nadia. Okay, when your abuser apologizes to you, it doesn't usually mean anything. Mostly, okay, so in my background in psychology and my experience with counseling and various other things, what I'm going to say is that for the most part, it doesn't do anything good when someone's realized someone is an abuser and broken from them and the abuser apologizes, because usually that's another step of manipulation. What does good for them, in a way, is when the abuser admits that they have hurt them, admits that they were wrong, admits that they were careless and inappropriate and awful and whatever it is, and like, yes, I am abusive. Yes, I did verbally abuse you. Yes, I did, basically belittle you. Because that is the shit that you want to hear, to know that you're not crazy, because they gaslight you and make you think you're fucking crazy. And then you can walk away and you still might not feel better, but it will at least make your psyche more sound that what you thought was happening in reality was actually happening, and they realize it or seem to as well.
But what I'm lost here...
So what does an apology do? And also, I mean, I like that it doesn't say beg for her forgiveness, because there's no reason she should forgive him. Like, I appreciate that it doesn't say that.
I mean, but why did Nadia said beg for Corazon to help you? And then he goes, well, I'm sorry I did all these things. And I'm like, you haven't really hurt us.
Mm-mm.
Like, that's the other thing. Again, I am lost because I have no connection to this.
Also going, the thing is, it's going...
Lucio is like an annoying little fly or mosquito, necessarily, to Corazon, and there's no real, connection to your experience, because no one's fucking talked about it. I don't have the history, the background, the anything. I have no memories.
The only thing that Lucio's done to essentially hurt you is not an emotional, intellectual harm. It is, I literally took your body and made it so if you don't get it back before whatever happens, you will actually be dead.
Yeah.
Or be dead again.
Which is also not really
Re-dead.
a thing. Like, again, I'm like, this is so weird.
You're not reincarnated, you're re-deadified.
I think we're gonna have to talk about this more off screen, because I genuinely can't decide, because this is strange.
I don't see why Corazon would say apologize to Nadia.
Well, also, Nadia said, I don't need an apology. I don't need you to do it to me. You need to do it to Corazon. So, we don't need anything.
I was going to say, so that was what I was going to say. Like, also, if you do say and I'm just going to talk about this here. I appreciate my friend going, we could pause, but I think this is a worthwhile conversation.
Yeah, sure, let's do it. I know.
So,
I'm just not sure, because I'm just like, I feel like I'm going to talk myself in circles.
I feel like, from the perspective of Corazon, what I know of them so far, and correct me if you feel differently, there's really if I say apologize to Nadia right now, it means I need something from you.
Yes.
It means you can help me or assist me or contribute to me. It means I have a connection to you. If I say I don't need anything, it means I don't need you at all. Period. It means I don't need your contribution, I don't need your help, I don't need your support, your forgiveness. You don't affect me at all. Nadia keeps saying, you don't affect me, even though she behaves super affected by him, which I appreciate the power of words to try and boost your behavior, even if you're not actually there.
Yeah.
Even if you aren't in that position.
Because you are trying, it's a sort of smile until you, like, fake it till you make it kind
Exactly.
of thing. And also really trying to assert yourself, going, I know I need boundaries, so here's me asserting boundaries. I'm asserting boundaries. I really don't feel like I should have them, but here's me trying to assert boundaries.
And even if my behavior says I'm not doing this, I keep telling myself I'm going to do this, so maybe I'll get there. Yes.
Okay.
Say, I don't feel like Corazon would want to give Lucio an inch, which is what that would do in my mind.
Well, I'm just baffled, because, okay, so the reason I'm also stuck is I'm like, in the language of this is supposed to be romantic? Like, especially because so I'm having a meta problem.
If you have a meta problem, the coins say this is a romantic gesture towards Nadia, because the only time you get paid scenes is when it's a romantic gesture towards your love interest.
Yeah, for the most part,
if we didn't know this was a paid scene, apologize to Nadia right now is not something I would choose.
Well, and again, like I said, I was like, there's no reason to fucking apologize to Nadia. Nadia said, don't talk to me, talk to Corazon.
And Corazon,
so there's no reason for Corazon to turn around and go, you should talk now to Nadia. That would be weird.
Actually, no. Let me undermine her the way she's undermined me and say, talk to her instead.
Well, I mean, and if Corazon is put off and unhappy, and now I'm being touched physically in a way that I don't want right now, and also you're a weird motherfucker and Nadia's acting strange, I'd just be like, I don't need anything. I just want this to stop.
I want this to end, yes.
Yeah, so, actually, we're just gonna keep going then. So, I don't need anything.
Yes.
And I'm gonna be mad if we get vaguely punished for this, by the way, or if it comes out really weird.
Yeah,
like,
so
just say, like, that's the other reason that I'm having kind of an awkward time or having one is continuing, is because I'm like, oh god, now what are you gonna say? Some stupid thing that apparently I was supposed to know or understand.
I have been frustrated a couple of times when we haven't chosen the paid scene, and it has felt like there's been this sort of basically admonishment from like Nadia, or she seemed to behave as though she feels dismissed.
Right.
When you really just should be able to choose whatever you want.
Now again, it's not as bad as other games have been, but sometimes I'm also like, wait, that's what you meant by that? Because we've had that reaction a couple of times, being like,
I didn't understand that was a statement at all.
I don't need anything.
Right. So you'll help me.
I didn't say that.
It's true. You didn't. This is your decision, Corazon. Will you help him? But again, this is also Nadia assuming that you're in the same place as her, that Corazon and her have this connection.
We vibed.
Where we know that we're gaming Lucio because we need to remove the chains from him if we're going to disconnect the devil from everyone.
And also, again, I'm just like, my whole brain is like, none of this makes sense.
Unless somehow we assume that we don't need to disconnect the devil from Lucio, and only specifically the courtiers, only specifically the courtiers and their positions for whatever reason matter. Mm-hmm. Which is a weird assumption. I would think that anyone tied to the devil that is in our immediate influence would be someone you'd want to untie if we're going to disempower him.
Yeah, pretty much.
So as far as I understand, we need to disconnect Lucio, so she's really assuming that you understand this power play and you're going to have to choose to disconnect him. I think. That's all I get.
Anyway, go ahead.
All right. Will you help him?
No, let him rot. I'll help you, or Nadia.
Except for I'll help you for myself. This is about you, Corazon, or MC. Your help.
We have no real big issue with, again, like I said, I have no connection to Lucio. Lucio's just annoying.
Also, again, if we need the body back, as we say, not our body, the body, because it's just the body right now.
It's the body in the library.
It's Mr. Body. I say, and we need him to be disconnected from the devil. It has nothing to do with Nadia, unless we're just trying to spite him of, I'll help you for Nadia.
Flames on the side of my face.
Just flames. I hate. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I think the closest I have is just, I'll help you for Nadia, because that's what Nadia seems to be going for. Is
war cry for Nadia!
But also just going like, I'll help you for myself is true.
Yes.
Like, I don't understand.
But not like, I'll help you. I'm going to disconnect you.
Yeah,
take the power away from him. Be like, I will remove your connection.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Or I will remove your deals. Or I will take away, basically, the support that you have.
Yeah,
Allow me to remove your patron from you. You know? Put it in different words that doesn't make it sound like it's a boon to Lucio.
Yeah, I don't like either one. It's fine.
Alright.
But also the thing is in, I guess, I hate to bet, it's fine. What?
Or just the little hand thing.
Yeah, the
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's the Jesus thing.
It
so
is.
remember,
It's the
like,
Jesus
this
pose,
is very
the
much
Jesus
the
lamb.
Jesus pose.
It is. It's the Jesus Slam.
Yeah, so we're having very much a Christian iconography in the background.
Yep.
I'll help you for even though technically speaking, I know a lot of people have discussed actually that older iconography for Christianity was also appropriated from other cultures.
Hold on.
What?
It doesn't say I'll help you for Nadia. It says fine, I'll do it. You clicked I'll help you for Nadia, but that's not what it says. Because it always says the line after you click on it.
It'll probably come up here in a second then if
Shit.
they couldn't. Fine, I'll do it.
You will. I mean, of course you will.
I shake my head, glaring down at Lucio. Now he's shorter than us? But he's...
Guess?
Anyway, again, like, as
he's shorter than both
So
Corazon
at
and
some
Nadia.
point, we will actually on screen. I know we've said this before. One of the reasons I don't really like doing these because I feel like sometimes it's a little weird.
Okay.
Like, most of the time whenever I read a story, which is what I thought this initially was going to be, so I'm trying to sort of stick to that, was that all you have to do is you just go in, you play the story, and you get all the information you need. Apparently, there's information about how tall all these characters are in the game
really
itself,
important.
and there's some stuff about, like, whatever they are, so I don't think that that's lacking information about how tall they are, but if it's not, then I'm just going to call it Twitter canon. So at some point, though, we will actually go look at everybody's, information on the game itself. We're not looking outside because... Imagine, like, you had no connection to the team or Twitter or anything else. Again, that's just Twitter canon. Yeah, or the fandom.
And you're looking only at the program itself.
Yes. I shake my head, glaring down at Lucio.
I think it should be glaring down, Lucio. Then it's just, you're staring him down and the height doesn't matter.
Yes, that would be more accurate.
Like if you...
I'm not doing it for you. I'm doing it for Nadia.
There it is. Except for you're doing it for yourself if you want your body back.
Except the fact is that like, I feel like you might not want to be that personally vulnerable.
Okay,
that could be an argument of like why you don't say that. You're going, I'm doing this for Nadia. This is a favor. So that way you still retain the illusion that you have power over Lucio in any capacity. Because as we said, if we can't get the body from Lucio, Corazon has no chance. Even if we're not exactly sure what's going to happen, we have to try something.
Yep.
Like, we have to try breaking the... Yeah, it's...
At this point, I'm like, I feel bad for the fool. Hashtag stand the fool.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway.
Hashtag the fool deserved better.
You deserve so much better.
Alright. Thank you, Corazon.
Well, she's
still holding you from behind you, trying to talk into your ear. Thank you, Corazon.
Corazon going, this makes me uncomfortable to get horny in front of people. Anyway.
I have had that before, where you get this response of, I am attracted to this person, and they're touching me, and they're in very close quarters with me, and this is an emotionally heightened situation, so my body is reacting with an arousal response, but I have no interest in having that response in this situation at all.
Well, and I will say that probably Corazon has a thing of going, if I'm ever, like, uncomfortable in that way, I'm just going to get meaner.
Yes.
Because, you know.
I will take it out on you.
Yeah, I don't like this.
For Nadia. What does she get out of this? What do I get from this? What I get from this is freedom. Freedom from you, from my past, my mistakes. You die. True closure. Sorry, I added that line. I plan on never thinking about you again, Lucio. I plan on living the wife of a free, rich, powerful, and bougie widow. One that is entitled and above the populace and above the law. One that gets everything she wants and can have other people enact her dreams for herself. And never interacting with you again. That is what Corazon is giving me. Oh, and an extremely, extremely appealing, attractive, and powerful partner.
Really, I'm glad I was the last thing you thought of.
Yeah.
She leans forward and kisses me softly, a smile on her lips, and in fact you nearly forgot.
Yes. Okay, so here's a question. if your main character was taller than Nadia, and she's got her arms around them from behind, would she kiss them on the shoulder when she leaned forwards and kisses softly?
IDK.
It's okay, I'm just...
I don't know right now, I'm just
Why do the
like,
heights matter so much? Because they keep using them, and that's the only reason.
They do, and honestly, when it is also professed by the advertisements for the game that you get to play what you want, that doesn't work well.
Yeah. I don't care why you do it. Just do it already.
What an impatient fool. Foolish fool. If I ever start acting like that, someone please put me out of my misery. Too late?
A bit late, dear.
Like, okay, I will say that I don't actually really entirely know, because based on what I've seen on screen of Valerius so far, I don't understand either of these characters.
Valerius is not nearly as whiny as Lucio, but he does seem just...
He's deeply entitled.
The same amount of entitled of things will be my way, and I will dictate my space and my time.
Uh-huh.
And I'm not here to serve you. I'm here to deal with you, Nadia.
Right. And the thing is, like, he is an interesting character, but I am, like I said, deeply frustrated because I have no connection to what the fuck is going on. Like, the lack of curiosity is fucking driving me insane, and the lack of, like, exposition also hurts me.
I still want to know how people get attached to the iconography of their Arcana without knowing what the Arcana are, or that they have one.
Right.
Like, I would be very interested in why he's wearing the pin that he is, which looks like basically a simplified Hierophant, and why Nadia is attached to, like, owls and, owl birds. Going,
the only thing I have is I was being like, it would be really interesting if culturally they're like, hey, we have a test that you look for a real magician with, and you go, here's basically a deck, so everybody has their own deck.
And here's what you have the most affinity with.
Yes, exactly. Or basically it's some sort of thing that you do different in different cultures, and the language is different, which is really being grossly oversimplified, and I apologize for that, I just realized, because I just went all religions and beliefs are equal.
Are the same, yeah.
Yeah, that's the Mormon.
I think I'd go more the direction of going, do you as an individual, without there necessarily being any cultural practice at all, because based on the knowledge of Astra and the deck, there might not be.
Right.
Even though that simplifies the world a lot, interestingly.
Yeah, it really does.
Do the people who have a connection to the Arcana get imagery of them, like in their dreams, in their life? Are they particularly drawn to it? Is it something they like because they sort of subconsciously see the Arcana they're attached to frequently?
I honestly don't know.
Be very curious.
Yeah, honestly, if you guys have any ideas, please feel free to leave comments. We will have to find out more in the next one. So thank you very much for joining us. If you like what we do, please feel free to like, continue to give us comments, subscribe, and share our stuff. Interact with the video. It actually does a lot for us in regards to the YouTube algorithm. Please also feel free to go check out our Ko-Fi, Patreon, and our Twitch. Woohoo! We have some links in the description down below. We'd love to see you at those locations, and I have been Scandal.
And I have been Lies.
And it was great playing with you. Bye-bye!